Good day, YouTube. My name is Darren and my amateur radio call sign is November 4 Victor Foxtrot Romeo. Before we get started, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please consider to subscribe. Cool, thank you very much. On this video, we're going to talk about how I set up my SunSDR2 DX to Log4OM, Log4OM, and also the JTDX software. Here's my SunSDR2 DX. I use here at this radio station a Mercury 3S amplifier and also the Palstar HF Auto. I was off frequency by 100 Hertz, so I bought this GPS discipline oscillator, and that helps stabilize my frequency so I don't drift. If you want to know what kind of microphone I'm using, it's the Heil PR40. So that's my only microphone I have here, and that's being fed through this USB audio to USB interface. I think it's called a Scarlett, so that's what I'm using there, and it's made from Focusrite. This is my Apache Labs Anand 200D, and I was going to connect this to JTDX, but I had an issue with sending the audio from the radio. I'm talking about the FT8 signals, and it wouldn't decipher on JTDX, and I couldn't transmit either. So I scrapped that project and utilized my SunSDR2 DX as my primary sideband and also primary digital software-defined radio. So let me show you how I have it all connected up. Let's take a look behind the SunSDR2 DX. Starting from the top right, this is the reference input. That's coming from my GPS discipline oscillator that I showed you earlier. This is the 12 volt DC input. Down at the bottom is your Ethernet connection. I have this connected to a router. This here is a push to talk. This is a Y adapter push to talk. So it's coming out of here, my PTT, and it Y's off into these two connections here. One connection goes to my thumb switch right here. So if I were to key up, you can see it. Okay, that's one thumb switch. And the other switch is my foot pedal. And that's the Heil FS3. Then we have the DB15. I'm using this to trigger my amplifier to key up. So I using a DB15. I have a video that I made on how to make this. So that goes here to the push to talk of the Mercury 3 amplifier. Then you have your antenna port. That's A2. That's my antenna, and then my ground. Good day, guys. Welcome to the desktop. Okay, I'm running here on the upper left is the Expert SDR2 software. I prefer that better than the Expert SDR version 3. I don't know why. It's just familiar with the where to navigate or making any kind of adjustments to my audio, to my bandwidth, to my receive audio equalizer, and so forth. So let's get started with using this software. Let's go to options. Device. My SDR port is 50001. It's right here. Okay, take note of that. And as far as sound goes, sound card, I have that enabled. You can see my systems, my Scarlett, my Dell USB audio. And under the virtual audio, I have that enabled as well. I'm not sure if you really need it, but I went ahead and did it anyways. Probably you don't. Here is very important. You need to enable this TCI, the transceiver control interface. You need to put a check mark in that box here. And note that the default is 50001. Okay, just jot that down on a piece of paper or just memorize it and click on apply. Okay, so that is the setup for the Expert SDR software. Now over here to the right side, Log4OM. Click on settings and then program configuration. Okay, I need to drag this over. Okay, you guys can see that there. So programs and configuration, and then go to hardware configuration under, there's my speakers under audio device and voice keyed. My microphone is my Scarlett Solo and my speakers is the Dell USB audio. Here's where we need to go is the CAT interface. Under the main tab of settings, you want to select TCI protocol and put a little check mark here to auto start. And then go to the tab where it says TCI. And then, excuse me, and then write this number down or type this in 127.0.0.1. And the port is 50001. All right, that's the default. And then that's it. You save and apply. And then up here in the connect, you want to connect the CAT, and then you want to start the service if it hasn't started, like this. And then here, you'll see that the frequency will be engaged. Let me try that again. Well, it's not working this time, so let me just close the program and then reopen it. Okay, while we're waiting for that to open up, let's see if it auto connects. Okay, there it is. It's loading now. It auto connects. So the frequency is 28074 right here, and it's matching my radio 28074. So if I were going to change frequencies, you can see it's changing as I swap frequencies or change frequencies. So it's following. That's what we want, okay? The next step is JTDX. I'm going to bring that on screen here. Okay, with JTDX, go to File, go to Settings, and this is going to pop up here. Let's see, that's my general. Here's my radio tab. Under the radio tab, you want to select to TCI client receive 1. Once you have that selected, and then this is where you type in your server. Okay, you need to type in 127.0.0.1, and then we got a colon. This is your port number 50001.
and everything else remains the same. It's pretty much cat is your PTT method, your mode is none, and the split operation is none, and then test it. When you test it, you get a green light, and then you can test your PTT, and then I have a red light on transmit. The next tab is the audio tab. What you want to have checked is the use of TCI audio, because if you don't have that, then you have these drop down options. This is your input microphone, all those, and then your output. These are your output devices. They're basically speakers. All right. So click on that box to use the TCI audio and do a refresh. That way, the audio that's on the TCI interface will be utilized. And when you click on these drop-down links, there's no drop-down. Next one we want is reporting. Just take a look at all my check marks here. But the important one here is this second UDP server, 127.0.0.1, and then with a port of 2333. And also this here, UDP server 127.0.0.1 with a UDP server of 2237. So just jot those down, and then that's everything under the JTDX. I'm going to leave this open. I'm just going to well, let me click OK first, and then I'm just going to move this aside. This is Log4OM. And JTDX. I'm just going to have the settings here open so we can actually see the settings, the TCP ports and the UDP ports. All right, so now go back to the Log4OM settings here. I want to go to, okay, it's under here under software integration and connections. So this is what I have so far. All right, so this is a 2237. That's this one here, 2237. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to just actually delete it, and then I'm just going to rebuild it. But this is how we add one. You add the plus sign, and we're just going to label it as JTDX. And the port number, I'm going to use this port here, 2237. 2237. And the service type here, it's going to be JT message. And everything is checked to save. There you go. See how it just plugged in? 2237. When JTDX sends out your ADIF data, it's going to go on the inbound of the Log4OM. So this is the Log4OM configuration. Save and apply. And this one here down here is the JTDX settings. I'm just going to click OK. And the frequency here again, it matches. Let me move this aside. Okay, and then you can see this frequency here is going to change. Both of them will change as I change frequencies here. See, it turned red because we're no longer in the digital spectrum. All right. Now, if I'm going to use the JTDX and say, hey, I want to go to 15 meters. You see now JTDX changed the frequency on my radio. Let me turn it down. Okay, just turn it down the RF gain. So JTDX changed the frequencies on my radio, and it also changed the frequencies on my Log4OM. So how cool is that? That works. Did you just see it? don't worry about this interference. I'm just showing you that I can change mode of operation, not mode of operation. I can change band via the JTDX. All right, so go 12 meters. It changed there. It changed here. We're receiving signals here. All right, so in a second, you'll see populate. Now over here on this right tab, let me move it over so you can see. Right tab. Over here in this bottom right of the JTDX, I like it to get it in between like 50 and 60. So what I do is, let me move this back over. So what I do is I go to my RF and I just roll it down while I'm receiving. See? There you go. So that's averaging right about here. That's good. And then the next go around, you'll see more population of stations. There it is. So we got a lot of DX going on here, 12 meters. Then let's go back to 10 meters. 10 meters, that's there. And let me move this over. And let's give it a test. Okay, amplifier's off. I'm just going to do a quick tune. Tune is good. 1.01 with 11 watts of power. And we're going to do a test. I'm going to transmit here. Amplifier's on. We're transmitting there. I'm putting 168 watts. And let's see if we get any kind of QSOs here. We're shrinking in. So you can see the, down here, you can see the signal strength. And you can see my power output I'm putting out here. It's about 2.3 watts, 164 watts. I can give it more power. There's 335 watts of power with 8 watts of power. All right, so we got KD9RBJ, Kilo Delta Niner, Romeo Bravo Juliet. This is his page. His name is Brian. He has no photos. So I copy him -3. And let's see what we're receiving. He got a +7. That's because I'm putting power out, 333 watts of power. So let's gonna double check that we get it logged in. So let's take a look here at the Log4OM. It logged him in right here already, KD9RBJ. And I also have his signal report. I sent -3 and he received me as +7. And that's it. QSL. There we go. We're done. It's logged. So now this is going to upload to QRZ automatically. The coffee is now cold. But guys, thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed my entertainment, my show and tell of my SunSDR2 here at my QTH in Texas. So hey, if you appreciate the video, please click on that like button. And for those that haven't subscribed, just click on that subscribe button. Click on that bell notification so you get notified whenever I go live streaming or when I upload new videos.
So 73s, my name is Darren. My amateur radio call sign is November 4, Victor Foxtrot Romeo. I'll see you on the air.